Hi, I'm Cora.
I'm Jack.
I'm Ben.
I'm Beckii.
And today we're talking about homophobia.
Am I? I don't know what it
Homophobia is a fear or dislike of any kind of sexuality that isn't heterosexual. So what kind of forms can homophobia take?
I think the worst I ever had was the insults. So people telling me that I shouldn't be gay or that I was weird for being gay. Yeah, it was pretty awful, to be honest. And I just think people are so wrong for doing that and for making you feel smaller than you are just because of your sexuality.
For me, when I was younger especially, and I think for young bisexual women, people telling you that it's a phase, or like, how can you know if you've never had a girlfriend or you've never had a boyfriend? Where we live in a heteronormative society, it's like, well, you know, heterosexual people can know that they're heterosexual without having a boyfriend, so why can't other people as well?
So true.
Heteronormativity, for those who don't know, is just kind of the world that we live in where everything is kind of heterosexual until proven otherwise, where in fact you can know things about yourself even without having to prove anything.
I think also when you're growing up in school, everyone uses the word, oh, that's gay, as a kind of discriminative thing, as well as a derogatory thing for whatever you're talking about. So you kind of grow up in school knowing that the word gay is associated negatively with everything.
I think homophobic bullying can kind of take different forms depending on your sexual identity and your sexuality. And I think for bisexual people, often you can kind of feel excluded from both the heterosexual community and the LGBT community.
true.
Yeah, because it's like, where do I fit in? And if you're bisexual and you date someone of the same sex, people think that it erases your bisexual identity, whereas it's completely independent from who you are dating.
Even just the process of coming out can actually have some form of homophobia involved.
Absolutely.
So for me, I was outed in my school through telling who I thought, well, a guy that I thought was one of my best friends. And he decided to spread that news around the school and took it upon himself to come out for me, basically. And the people that basically forced them to come out or tell them that they should be this or that, that is a form of homophobia in itself.
Absolutely, I was outed as well, because you come out selectively to certain people who you trust. Some people just take it upon themselves to kind of tell everyone in your life. It's like, oh, I wasn't there yet. It's not nice, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise I would have done that myself.
Yeah.
I think also it's not necessarily bullying, but internally you have a massive kind of pressure on your mental health. When you're A, coming out, or B, considering coming out, or C, considering, actually, I might not be heterosexual, I might be interested in guys or girls or no gender at all, that puts a huge strain on yourself socially and like your own actual mental health. And there's also, I think, that gives another level of fear. When you come out to new friends, you don't know how they're going to react, so you're constantly, coming out isn't just a one-time thing, it's a lifetime thing that you have to do every kind of new chance
And
you
it's
get.
a product of heteronormative society.
Literally.
Yeah, and people will assume, like, if you look particularly feminine, they'll say, oh, so you must be straight, or, you know, something like that. But then you then have to come out again and correct them.
That's a very good point, actually. And this is something that I've dealt with for the majority of my life, is the idea that you can look straight. Yeah, so I think that's the type of homophobia as well. And then you've got physical abuse. So I'm sure we all know people that have had, who have been beaten up or abused or whatever as a result of being gay.
And if you do need a trusted adult to talk to and you don't have one, then there is always Childline, who you can call up and talk to at any time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, all of you. It's been really great to talk about all of this. So if you do need any support around your sexuality or are experiencing any kind of homophobia, then Childline is always there for you. And there's also links in the description box. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.